I'm Abrielle Millett for BYU-Idaho Radio, and today I'm here with Don Sparhawk, and he's a volunteer for the FamilySearch Center in Idaho Falls, and he's the chairman for the Idaho Falls Family History event that is happening to celebrate the 250th America anniversary. This is quite exciting. This is a really fun event that the FamilySearch Center is putting on in Idaho Falls to celebrate American history and the 250th anniversary. Don, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your role in this event before we talk more about what will be happening and what things will be going on?
I've been involved with the FamilySearch Center for 2 years now, and we've wanted to do more outreach into the community to involve more community people. We decided that we wanted to have an event to invite the community to the center to see what we do and then hopefully help them discover their own family history. And so when the 250th anniversary of our country came along, we thought we wanted to celebrate that as well and help people find if their family lived here in this country back in the 1700s, hopefully help them find family members who may have been involved with the American Revolution.
That sounds super fun. How do you find someone's ancestors? Especially for those who maybe have never touched FamilySearch or interacted with it. How would you describe what it is and what it kind of does for someone in finding their history?
Well, the FamilySearch Center is owned and operated by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We offer free service to anybody. You don't have to be a member of the church, but anybody can come in. And we have volunteers there who can help people find their ancestors, even if they don't really know much at all. If they come in, and hopefully they might know who their grandparents are and where they were born or where they came from, something to help us start. And then using the FamilySearch program or other programs, computerized programs such as Ancestry, we can trace people's family back. And we talk about tracing people back to the American Revolution, but a lot of families don't trace back that way. You know, they came from all around the world, but we can help them find their families, and hopefully they can learn about where they came from.
It's something that can be special for all people, whether they've been an American and they have a lot of American heritage and their family has gone back for generations. But like you said, also for those who maybe have come from different parts of the world, this can be an opportunity for them to find their family roots, especially in, the celebration where they're here in America now, but who knows where their roots are. And so this could be something fun to build their identity as an American, but also through their culture and where they've come from. So this can be something to, like you said, it's pretty simple and easy. Like you said, it's helpful if they have their parents' names and birth dates. What other things could be, I guess, useful to have research beforehand to bring to it?
If they can just find out, go talk to their parents or their grandparents and find out some names, maybe birth dates, where the family lived, just some basic things. But the more detail they can find, the better, the easier it is it's going to be able to connect their ancestors. So they need to do a little searching, and probably the first place to look is our other family members. There's usually somebody in the family that's sort of the family historian, and you can go to that person, and they might have more information than you even imagined already. And then come to the Family History Center. Now, we we're a regional family history center, one I think of 16 around the world. And so we're larger than most, but there are quite a few other family search centers in eastern Idaho. There's one in Rexburg, St. Anthony, Ashton, Rigby, Blackfoot, Pocatello. There are a number of places where you can go. Not just, you don't have to come to Idaho Falls, but come to one of the family search centers with the information you might have, and there are people there that can help.
How would one find, I guess, their nearest family search center?
I think if they just go online and Google Family Search Center, and maybe say they live in Rexburg, just Google Rexburg Family Search Center, and it will pop up, and it will tell you where it is. It'll probably tell you the hours and the location, and you can just drop by, and it's all free, and there are people just willing to help you.
Yeah, I've been before in town, and there is people to help, and
Oh, yeah.
they're quite nice, and they're like, come back. So it's a lot of fun. In regards to this family history event that you guys are putting on, it's a day-long event on July 11th, right?
That's right. On Saturday, July 11th, from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. We'll start with an outdoor patriotic program, a short one. And then people can come inside and learn about the different things that we do there. We're going to be printing off family fan charts, which are like a family tree, and shows a number of generations all together on a page, and we can do that for people. We're going to have some people there that can help you trace your family back to the American Revolution time period, and which has been interesting to me. Earlier in the year, we asked people to write stories about family members who may have lived during this time period, or if they didn't live during that time period, perhaps write a story about their immigrant ancestors. But so I took on the challenge and did some research. And basically what you do is you just kind of follow your line back to the 1700s, see what information there is about families, your family, and then see if there's any information if they ever fought in the Revolutionary War or where they lived during this time period. And so it was really interesting to me. I found a direct ancestor who was in the Boston Tea Party that I didn't know about. I found an ancestor. He was a 55-year-old farmer from Vermont who was killed by the British, and he left a family of 10 children. And that was something I didn't know about. And I found my Sparhawk ancestor was a minister, a congregational church minister in Massachusetts at the time, and he actually did not support the war. He was a loyalist to the king, at least at the beginning, and so that kind of created some problems with his own congregation because there were some in favor of the war and some opposed to it. So I found some very interesting stories by just kind of following my family tree back to the 1700s, then looking at these people and who they were, and I found stories there. And I'm sure other people can do the same thing. So we'll have somebody there, some people there to help trace your family back if you have roots back in that area.
I think that's super interesting because I feel like sometimes we tend to think like, oh, a patriot ancestor. Well, I'm not I'm not related to George Washington or anyone big name like that. However, there's everyday, ordinary folk who've lived in those times that are our ancestors. And so it can be exciting to picture that while you may not be related to the most famous Revolutionary War hero, you can be related to someone who experienced that time, just like how we are experiencing these times.
I feel a sense of who I am and where I came from. And like I said, that Vermont farmer, John Hall, who I'd never heard of before, who gave his life for his country, that really means a lot to me and helps me understand the sacrifices that people have given. And he was not a famous person. He was a farmer, a small farmer who, with a large family, and he gave his life for his country. And I didn't know that. In fact, my family really didn't talk about our posterity very much. I'm not really quite sure, but I didn't know these stories. But fortunately, some of them have been written down. And that's one of the challenges with family history is a lot of people haven't really recorded much about their family. And so it's kind of hit and miss, isn't it? When you're looking, you know something about some people, but a lot of other people, there's nothing written down. But fortunately, with modern technology, it's amazing what's out there and what's being added every day. All the old newspapers are being digitized. Old records are being digitized, and so it's become a lot easier to find information. Just even a couple of decades ago, you would never have dreamed of the information that's out there that you can find now just by searching through these family history programs and other programs that are on the internet.
It's such a huge record that FamilySearch keeps. They keep adding more and more files. And like you said, it gives more opportunity for those things that maybe you don't have, but someone has. And for some things, it's only a matter of it being digitized for it to reach the right people and to connect it back to their history. This event is super fun because it also allows for the whole family to enjoy. I've noticed there's a couple things for, maybe younger ages or kids to enjoy, because I feel like the important thing with family history and making it a bigger thing and having people remember the stories of the past and write their own stories is helping the younger generation or even those children recognize how important and special their family heritage is. What are some of the things that the kids can do at this event?
One of the main things that we have for children's activity is we have a button making machine, and where the children can come in and color a little button, and then we'll make a button that they can wear that celebrates the 250th anniversary. We hope we're planning to have a log cabin, not like the little Lincoln logs, but bigger than that, for kids to build a log cabin and see how people used to live. So, and then we're going to have butter making where they can take cream and shake it in a bottle and make butter. And then we're going to have, we're going to be cooking Johnny cakes, which are pancakes made out of cornmeal. We're going to give away Johnny cakes, and then people can put the butter on, and then homemade jam as well. It'll kind of give people a sense of the kind of food that people used to eat, which isn't all that different than what we eat today. But I don't think I've ever had a Johnny cake, so I'm looking forward to that as well. We're going to have some old-time fiddle music at noon. Some people from Blackfoot are going to come and play their fiddles, which should be fun. And people can come in and see the inside of the church. It's an old church. There are beautiful historic photographs that people can come in and see what Idaho Falls used to look like in the old days. So that will be fun as well.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I think, like you said earlier, there'll be kind of like a place where a lot of local people wrote their stories.
Oh, right.
And their heritage.
We did earlier in the year, we asked people to write stories about their heritage, the people who came here, their immigrant ancestors. And so they're up on the walls all around the center so people can come in and read about them. I think that's been, I think people who did it were excited when they turned in their stories. They were always excited about what they had found. And hopefully that same excitement can be experienced by other people who come in and learn, oh, we can do that too. There's information out there, and we as volunteers can just point people to where they can find the information about their own families.
Yeah, and the FamilySearch Center in Idaho Falls is located on 750 West Elva Street, just north of the Idaho Falls Temple.
That's right.
And it's open daily except for Sundays, and like you said, there's volunteers there to help people. So that's important, where I hope that everyone comes to this event specifically on July 11th. But it's also good to know that this is something, they can do most days, and that they can kind of continue their journey of discovering their family history.
That's right. People can come anytime, except we're not open on Sundays, but any other time of the week, they're welcome to come anytime. They don't need an appointment. Just walk in, and we're there to help.
Do you know the hours?
Well, the hours are 9 to 5 on Monday, Friday, and Saturdays, and 9 to 8 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday days and nights. But one thing we haven't talked about is the technical side, where we have equipment to help people digitize photographs, slides, movies, videos, audio tapes, anything that they might have. We can digitize them so they can share them with other family members. So if you have an old collection of slides or photographs, come in and we'll show you how to do it. We don't do it for you, but we'll show you how to do it, and we have the equipment there. And sometimes it's so busy in there that you need to make an appointment to come in and reserve a specific piece of equipment. So we have a lot of people doing that. It's amazing how, people aren't sure what to do with their old pictures or slides, but we can show them how to preserve them and share them with other people.
Yeah, that's awesome to know, and that's super helpful to the community around about to know of those resources and what they can do to digitize their records. I'm Abrielle Millett for BYU-Idaho Radio, and today I've been here with Don Sparhawk, and he's a volunteer for the FamilySearch Center in Idaho Falls and a chairman for the Family History event they're putting on in Idaho Falls to celebrate the 250th American anniversary. And that is, again, July 11th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And there's a lot of exciting activities and things to help people find their heritage and American heritage. So thank you so much, Don, for talking to me today about this exciting family search event.
Thank you so much.